mine got robbed. He had a gun pointed to his head, and the robber took everything of his money out of his purse. He came from there, where he visited an ATM, and it was right here that he got robbed. 50 meters back there, the robber approached him the first time, and he showed him his gun in his bag in the sweater. And there's a store right here, and in the daytime there are security guards here. But it was exactly 6 p.m. and yeah, my friend, a Korean guy from Korea, South Korea obviously, he did not really realize what happened. He went faster until he got here. And then the guy approached him a second time and he was still talking very nice. The first time he said, hey guy, give me your money. And the second time he pulled the gun out and put it directly to his head, like in a movie. And he said to him, yeah, my friend, you made me do this. You didn't react the first time, so I have to do this now. Will you give me your money now? And my Korean friend from the hostel, he was with a female friend of his. I call him not a girlfriend, but a friend. And she was a bit younger. He approximately 20, and he was 25. He is 25. And he stood in front of her, and even with the gun to his head, he was as brave that he said to the robber, let this girl alone, take my money, take my stuff, and let her not be a part of this. And the robber searched him, and he really searched. He even grabbed into his underwear. Yeah, the belt trick, to hide a belt here when the robber is a fucking professional, this will not help you. So the robber got everything. And then my friend, even though the gun was pointed to his head and he was in super deep shock, he said, please don't take my smartphone. The smartphone contained in a little side pocket of the smartphone in the protection thingy that's around it, there was also his credit card. So the smartphone and his credit card are like everything he needs to continue his travel. And therefore he begged the robber to not take it. He invented super fast, he improvised a story that his father is yeah, they're young children, woohoo, hello, buenos dias. Nice street children. Not everybody's bad in this country. So, very funny that they say hello. Yeah, as you can see, there's happiness and nice people also. But yeah, he begged him to not take the smartphone because his father is very, that's a lie, his father is very afraid and he calls him every night, and if the father will not reach him, there will be panic and he fears for the health of his father. And the robber gave him the smartphone back. He did not even look for the credit card and he didn't saw it. And he took some US dollars, some Colombian pesos, some Mexican pesos, all together 350 US dollars out of the pocket of my friend the Korean guy. Afterwards, I met the Korean guy at the hostel, and he was traumatized. He was in shock. He was a typical victim because he was thinking, he was like, this is probably my fault. I should not have used an ATM in a dangerous area. This is not a dangerous area at daylight. This is super safe here at daylight. You feel super safe because 50% of the times there are securities here and policemen, and it's a very alive place, as you can see with children playing in the background. But when it gets dark, it's possible everywhere. And yeah, if you want to be safe, like not afraid and fearful all the time, but safe in Bogota, some recommendations I'll follow since day one. Only take the money you need with you, like cash. Don't even take your credit card, except you need it. If you need your credit card or your bank account card, go to an ATM which is safe, because it's possible. There are lots of ATMs that are safe because they are like in secluded area, not secluded areas. For example, I always use the ATM in Andino shopping mall. Andino shopping mall is guarded by itself. At every entrance there are guards. It is in the guarded zone, and there are cameras as well. So yeah, I'd say it doesn't get any safer than this. What did I forget? Oh yeah, of course. Some people get a fake smartphone, like a cheap one, for their daily stuff, and they leave their expensive iPhone 15, 16, whatever, they leave it in the locker at the hostel or hotel. I don't do that. I just leave my smartphone and I don't need it over the day. So, repeat, only take the cash you need, don't take your cards, don't take your phone. Because when a robber gets you, he will only take the money you have with you for the day, which will not be as much in the most cases. So I talked to the guy, and this is now very important for every victim of a robbery, a thief or some violent crime. He felt it was his fault, when of course it's not. He felt he was like super afraid and not brave, which he was not. And afterwards, after the robbery has happened, he told the girl, I forget to report this to you, he told the girl, erase that from your memory. This did not happen to you, it did only happen to me. Go home, erase this, and let's meet tomorrow and let's like be this as this has never happened. And afterwards he was crying a bit. I met him in the hospital and he was totally out of money and he was desperate. So I invited him to a beer and I let him talk through all of it and tell me the whole story, and then he started to search for his own fault. And of course, yeah, he could have been more careful, but that's not your fault. You're not like a magnet to robbers just because you're not careful. In fact, I told him what I want to tell every victim of a robbery or thievery, with these feelings of guilt and responsibility. So it's your fault that this happened. You're not alone. Not at all. There are billions of people in the course of mankind, humankind, right now and decades and centuries ago, which felt the same. Like this has got to be my fault, hasn't it? It is not. This is typical and normal. You are traumatized, you are in shock. Get some help. That's what I told him. Like, call somebody in Korea, call your insurance, go to the police, do all the official stuff, because maybe when you have a good travel insurance, you even will get your money back. And he was like, yeah, you're right. I have a travel insurance and I think it contains my money also. And I was like, yeah, man, go to the police. Call a Korean counselor, somebody who speaks your language. Talk to him, because they are professional counselors, psychiatrists. They can help you with this. I can't. I can just recommend this to you, and I want you to promise me that you get help. Don't take all the pain and fear and try to capsule it in yourself, because this will only hurt you more, and it will change your personality, and that's not worth it. It was only money. And then he stated the second of the important facts of these days. First fact is, the robber, even though he was a young guy from Colombia, he looked like a young guy from Colombia, and even though he was a robber and a criminal, he gave him his smartphone back. You could argue maybe he did not have somebody who can buy the smartphone, or he was afraid of tracking of the smartphone. You could argue all of that. But in the end, he just gave it back. after my Korean friend told him the story. So maybe he did have enough loot, maybe, but I prefer to imagine this is about humanity. Because when a guy with a gun pointed to his head begs you for a smartphone because his life depends on this, and you give it back, there's gotta be some humanity left in you, I think. And this shows that poor people, even though they're desperate and they become robbers, they're not bad people, like the people who order to kill millions or thousands, or to order to leave a border unattended and let their own nation men killed and something like that. No, they're not, I think. And also my friend was brave. That's the second part. And the third part, the most important part, is he was open about it. He was honest about it. He talked about it. So I could recommend him to do this is the most important part. He realized, the Korean guy realized himself, and he said it, a phrase exactly like that. In Korea, there's nothing more important than money. To all of us. Everybody thinks like that. And now I realize my fucking life is fucking worth 1,000,000 times more than any money in the world. So this, I get, is the takeaway election from this day. If you get robbed, it's not your fault. And you can take measurements and be careful. And that's what I do. And if I ever get robbed, I will give the guy my money. It will not be a lot. And I think I will be fine. And the guy will also be fine. I hope so. Also, I was pretty lucky until now. And I think I will not be fearful or nervous when I walk outside, even in the nighttime. I'm not afraid. Because being afraid and being full of fear is just toxic. It's not healthy for you, it's not healthy for your safety, and it's not even making your safety better. It's making it worse, because the more you look like a victim, the more you become a victim of yourself, even if you don't get actually robbed. So the takeaway here is, in every robber there seems to be some humanity left. When you get robbed, you may see something about your life that was super important and you did not realize it yet. And also, when you're honest about it, people can help you. If you were a victim of something like that, like violence or robbery or thievery, get some help. These feelings of being hurt and changing your personality, this is common. You're not alone with this. There are professional counselors, psychiatrists, psychotherapists who can help you. Not me, obviously. Oh yeah, and this I also want to show. Nice. Here, the money people always come with a shotgun. This is telling something about the security of money. When they deliver money or they get money, they always have this huge ass shotgun, and there's always a guy with a shotgun. This fits the video pretty well. I will ask the guy if it's okay if I film him, because everything else is rude and he has a shotgun. Can I film you? Okay, bien? See? Gracias. No, okay. Misunderstood me, standing. I was not allowed to film him, but he also was not rude. Yeah, this is super normal. You see that everywhere. The guys with the money transport, they just have big shotguns in their arms. So this proves that this is a dangerous city. But still, I'm not afraid, and you shouldn't be as well. Take care.